I'm a big believer that the way we steer technology is through use and not by thinking about it. There's thinkism. It's good to think about things, but we can only go so far thinking about it. We actually, and a lot of these new technologies, the inventors don't know what they're good for. The critics don't know what they're bad for. We actually have to use them and get the actual data because they are so complicated that their use is going to hugely diverge from what our expectations was. I pay attention to the early adopters and seeing what's happening and how they're doing it and what the problems actually are versus what we could imagine. And that's one of the kind of things happening with AI is a lot of people are imagining that people could lose jobs. Well, so how many artists have actually lost their job to AI? As far as I can tell, zero. But we can imagine it, and yet we're trying to make policy based on what we imagine versus on the actual evidence.
What are you most excited about when it comes to artificial intelligence right now?
I would have to make a long list of probably about 1,500 things. And I would start with the fact that, what's the word I want? As far as we can so far to see, minds are the most potent things in the universe. And in terms of being able to create more possibilities, more options, more choices, more freedoms, more forms, more ways of being, more life, all these things. And minds sort of accelerate that. So all the things that we generally are in favor of, minds can produce. And so now we're accelerating that production. We have other ways of accelerating those same things. And so we have the possibilities to accelerate goodness and to accelerate the best things of the universe that we know about. And that's a power that we've never had before. And so that's exciting. And then the other thing is that one of the byproducts of this is that I think we're going to learn more about what we are and how we think and who we are from AIs trying to make them than we have ever learned for hundreds of years of neuroscience and psychology. These are going to be the way that we actually come to understand ourselves and how we work and who we are. So there's this kind of introspective, almost therapeutic enlightenment aspect to the AIs. And that's just the first two.
Yeah. Well, what's fascinating to me is as you talk about artificial evolution and kind of this idea that maybe technology is actually mirroring the human body, there's an entire cohort of people who actually think the human body and technology will not be separate in the future, right? There will be some sort of melding of them together, whether it is the human computer interfaces or various other tools that, again, are imagined today. What are your thoughts on kind of that whole field of work?
Yeah. So just speaking about the brain computer interface, I thought a workable version of that was 100 years away. But the stuff I've seen recently from Neuralink and beyond is really surprising because it feels like we could have something in 25 years or less. And then that would be something that you could put on your head that would enable you to telepathically, so to speak, control a computer or even communicate to other beings who are also connected. That's a very powerful and problematic technology that seems a lot closer now from what I've seen. So I think, yes, in general, with the advent of prosthetics and all kinds of things, there will be the ability to have more cyborgian beings. We can also modify our own genes and, eliminating some diseases, Parkinson's or Alzheimer's, hereditary diseases, taking them out of the gene line would be something that's possible. But my suspicion is that we're not going to have consensus on this, and therefore we will see divergence, meaning that I think there will be this option that not everybody's going to accept or take on, meaning that there will be different kinds of humans, where some are, well, the Amish never going to modify their genes or their children's. And then there's others who are immediately going to do that. And that's, I think, going to produce something that we have not experienced, which is actual differences between humans. Because one of the tenets of our modern life is that, between you and me, there's almost an insignificant difference in genes. But if we start to actually create real differences, that's something we have not encountered before.